We're ready?
Everybody ready? All right.
That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
I'd like to call our general Moriarty School Board meeting for Tuesday, May 19th into order, and it is now 6 o'clock. So would you please stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, Madam President. We'll let the guitar students get their. All right, excellent. All right. So before we start, Madam President, I'd like the record to reflect that Vice President Young will not be able to join us tonight. So we could just note that. Okay.
Thank you.
But we do have a quorum.
Yes, we do.
We do have a quorum. All right. Madam President, I recommend adoption of tonight's May 19th, 2026 regular board meeting.
Superintendent Bibiano is recommending adoption of the agenda for Tuesday, May 19th, 2026 school board meeting. May I have a motion?
So move.
A
Second.
second? I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Going forward.
All right, welcome guests.
Yes, welcome. It is so nice to have everyone joining us tonight. This is a special time of the year. We're winding down and with the big graduation coming up on Friday. So all the celebrations and all the end of the year projects and the accolades that all the students have accomplished this year. So we thank you for coming and joining us tonight. So we'll look forward to what we have.
All right, thank you, Madam President. And welcome, yes, to everyone, members of the board, staff members, and students, parents, and community members. May board meetings are really fun when we are able to gather together like this and really recognize end of year accomplishments and have some entertainment as well, right? Always look forward to our students coming in and entertaining us. So before we move on to our recognitions and the staff and students, Madam President, I recommend approval of the minutes from the special meeting that we had on May 11th, 2026.
Superintendent Bibiano has recommended approval of our special minutes from May 11th, 2026. May I have a motion?
Madam President, I move that we approve the minutes from the special meeting on May 11th.
And a second? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay.
All right. Thank you, Madam President. We will move on to staff and student recognition. Again, I mentioned that it's always great to have these meetings. We'd like to recognize all our students and our staff throughout the year, not just in May, for the accomplishments and the work that they are putting in to make MESD the great district I believe that we are. So first with us, Madam President, is the Moriarty High School students. These are guitar students and their teacher. 14 years, Mr. McMurdo, you and I were talking. 14 years with the Moriarty-Edgewood School District. Mr. McMurdo, if you don't mind coming up and letting us know a little bit about your students and the accomplishments that you've had this year. And we are ready to listen to some good music.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you to the board, all the community members, parents. I'll take it.
All right, thank you, Mr. McMurdo. Wonderful job, wonderful job. Members of the board. So we didn't, Madam President, members of the board, we didn't practice the transition, but we're gonna do a little transition here and see what we can do. And anybody who wants to volunteer and help out, we can, grab some chairs.
Thank you, Chad.
All right, I think we're ready.
We're ready to move on.
All right, Madam President, we'll move on. Next on our list for student and staff recognition, we have with us Athletic Director Joe Anaya. And we'd like to start with this. No mics? We will speak loudly.
Good evening. Can you hear
Again,
me?
Athletic Director Joe Anaya with the spring sports. I guess the mics are working again.
Come on, guys.
We'll speak loud.
We have a recording.
Scott's coming. Oh, we got another one. Stay over here. Oh, I got 5 of them with me. So we went 14-11 this year, and took second in district. We hit 371 as a team. Had what was it? 10 all district players, and the player of the year right here is a sophomore, Cash Klein. Trey was a second teamer. Tyler was a first teamer. Scott was a second teamer. We made state for the first time in 9 years. So graduated 2 seniors. All these guys will be back with me next year. So we got a lot of talent coming up, is what I keep hearing from the younger group. We had Coach Stabline, Coach Klein, who stepped up for me. He was at Edgewood Middle, stepped up, 3 games in, and Coach Insenius. So overall, these guys came and worked hard every single day for us, and we had a lot of fun. I mean, this guy right here and his brother right here make it pretty fun. So, but no, we finished 10-2 in district, this close to being district champs, but our goal is to make state this year. So next year, our goal will be district champs and to make it to Albuquerque. So we can get everybody to come watch us. The community is starting to come back out and support, so that's great. So these guys deserve it all because they work hard every single day.
That's our baseball team. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Good job. Congratulations.
Next is Coach Amy Mount. She's her first year as our head softball coach. Coach.
Thanks. Thank you. Hi, I'm Amy Maurer. I'm the head softball coach. This is Kevin Wittenberg, my dad, the assistant coach for varsity. Our JV coaches couldn't be here today. We have John Gruen and Haley Montoya Gomez are our JV coaches. Marty Moore and Jeremy Trujillo, thank you. Marty Moore is at Edgewood Middle School and Jeremy Trujillo is at Moriarty Middle School. So we'll give you guys a few stats, and then we had one of our players show up tonight. The others couldn't make it tonight for one reason or another, but we have one, but she's chosen to sit. So
I want to talk, give you some information on our JV performance this year. They went 9-8 overall. Coach John, Coach Holly did a great job. Got a lot of promising competitors and softball players coming up through the JV system as well. So overall, they went 390 on batting average, 212 runs scored on 117 hits. They had a 618 on-base percentage average and a 1.141 OPS. You may have to Google that. 126 stolen bases. They had a 730 fielding average. So we're very happy with our JV and look forward to them coming back as well.
So as far as varsity goes, we were 15-9 overall. We went 6-6 in district. We did really good the first half, and then we kind of petered off the second half. But we have a very young team. Yeah, we have a very young team. We only had 3 seniors, 2 juniors, 6 sophomores, and 1 freshman. So as Coach Kevin was saying, we have a lot of promising stuff happening out on our field. As a team, we had a 382 batting average, 189 RBIs, 288 runs scored, 541 OBP, and a 1.107 OPS, 129 stolen bases, and an 831 fielding percentage. So in the beginning of April, we had the highest winning percentage in New Mexico for softball overall. So we did very well. We had the top pitcher in our district, Bea Maldonado, 147 strikeouts over 70 innings. So she's a freshman. She did fantastic. So we're very excited for things coming up. We had 5 out of the top 10 in batting average, 3 of the top 5 in the district, 4 top 10 RBIs. We had the highest OBP in the district with Peyton Roots. Angelita was the second highest. So very, very good things happening. We have good things happening at the middle schools. So please come out, watch us. Our facilities, as you know, are fantastic and we are loving them. Thank you very much. For those, our community, as Ben said, is coming out and starting to support our Diamond sports again, and we're very excited for it. So watch our middle schoolers too. We have some good talent there. Some good 5th graders coming up as 6th graders too. So very good things happening.
Next is tennis. We can have our head coach, Matt Johnson. He's out of town. Coach Seth Packer will step in and take his place.
All right, hello. As Coach said, my name's Seth. I was the assistant tennis coach this year. Coach Johnston was the head coach. Unlike my predecessors, I don't really have very many statistics for you guys. We had a good season, relatively speaking, I would say. I'm not sure exactly what our record was overall, but we did have a developmental year is what I would call it. We had a lot of freshmen coming out for the first time, so a lot of first-year players. I think probably around 80% of our team was underclassmen. Tanner here is a sophomore, but he was our #1 player this year and one of the leaders on the team for sure. So I brought him here to say a couple words about the season as well.
This season was a lot. last season, I started off new to tennis, like never touched a racket before. I was not even on the varsity list. And this year, I'm the number one. And last year, I made it to quarterfinals, 2 in districts, but I think it was not like, it was pretty much a fluke. The person I played was pretty bad. This year though, I made it to the quarterfinals, and I played the number 1 dude in the bracket. He was really good, but I think I did pretty good considering this is my second year. He was playing for 8 years, so yeah. We had another kid. He's not here today, Andrew Sifkas. He started, like, this is his first year playing tennis. He was really bad, really, really bad at the beginning of the season. But he kept on showing up during practice, and after practice, he would stay around and hit, and it just made him a lot better, you know. He worked his way from not on the varsity roster to the number 4 position. So that was really something to see. So, yeah.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Tanner. If you guys don't know, Tanner's really honest. Next, we have Mirage. Coach Tanya. She looks.
So I apologize for using my phone. I was going to take notes, but I was helping with the 8th grade stuff at Moriarty Middle School today. So I came in hot and made it though. So I have some notes on my phone because if not, I, believe it or not, bad about talking in front of people. You wouldn't think it because what we do, but not my thing. So anyways, so I'm Coach Tanya Chavez, and these are my girls, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves without a mic, nice and loud. Go ahead.
I'm Cheyenne Myers, and I'm going to be a senior next year. I'm Sabina Ritchie, and I'm going to be a sophomore next year. I'm Kalani Bunton, and this is my last year.
She graduates.
I'm Lillian Smith, and I'm going to be a sophomore.
Sophomore.
I'm Samantha Lee, and I'm going to be a sophomore next year.
And then we're missing Sydney, who will be a senior this year. She is at home nursing an ankle injury. She messed her up pretty bad, not dancing, by the way. And so, but she's kind of recovering at home right now. And we are missing Hannah Baca, who was our 8th grader who danced with us this year from Edgewood Middle School, who did a phenomenal job. And then also Alexi Pete, who is going to her junior year, and she's on an airplane right now on the way to a graduation in Arizona. But these guys, along with my assistant coach, Shady, just do an exceptional job for our school, I think. And they did a great job supporting the school teams throughout the year, from volleyball to football to basketball, working the concessions at baseball and softball and track and that type of stuff. We competed this year at the Cuba competition, which was a nice little road trip. And they brought home a first place trophy in Palm and a first place trophy in military, and really did an exceptional job out there. Thank you. At our state spirit competition now at the end of the year, we placed 7th overall out of 11, which was really good. It's always tell them it's by like tenths of a point that are going to make the difference at state. And so we were right in that middle ground where we thought we were going to be by, like I said, by just those minimal points. And so they know what they need to work on next year, a little bit more smiling, a little bit more hitting hard, and that's going to take them up to that next level. But I'm really, really proud of the work that they did, and the commitment they put in throughout the year. I just feel so truly blessed to be a part of this community. I'm not a Moriarty native. I came from Albuquerque and moved out here years ago, probably about 30 years ago. And this is my home. And I just love it so much. And I'm so blessed to be a part of the Mirage and just about the Moriarty High School family, because we have phenomenal coaches and athletic coordinators and you know, so many people that are just my family. And so I'm just so very blessed. And I thank you guys for your support throughout the year as well. And you guys too. Thank you.
Tanya's our longest coach in the district. She just completed her 25th year, so thanks, Tanya. Next is our cheer coach, Aaliyah Stabling. She's a first-year coach. It's her first year of the program. They started the year in the past. We've usually started with about 15 girls. We ended up with 8 to 7. This year they started with 16. Am I correct? 17 and ended with 16. So she did a great job keeping her numbers. Coach, come up and talk.
You took half my speech, but I'll take it from there. Hi, I'm Aaliyah Stabline. This is my first year as a cheer coach. My main purpose of wanting to take this position was to build school spirit. When I came to high school at Moriarty, we used to have a student section from the floor to the ceiling. It was loud, it was rocking. Everybody came to Friday night games, everybody came to every basketball game. And it was really sad to see that start to dwindle. So when I finally had the opportunity to take this job, I took it with a lot of fervor. I was very, very excited. And these girls brought it this season. We saw the student section start to build. We saw it starting to get rowdy, starting to get loud. We started rocking the gym, and that was the goal. The goal was to get kids excited to come and participate in school sports again, whether they're on the court or on the sidelines. That's what we wanted. And we're starting to see that, which we're very excited. Like Mr. Naya said, we started with 17, ended with 16. It's just absolutely incredible. Me and my assistant coach, she's not here today, but she had the same goal as me. So we really, really emphasize on camaraderie and did a lot of team building and getting these girls on the same page to support the school. We wanted them to be excited about what they were doing and proud of what they were doing. We did go to state this year for the first time since 2024. So it was exciting. And that was a lot of fun for them. But our underlying goal was to get these girls to understand what a team was and to participate in that and respect it for the whole year. And that was something that all of them put forth. And I was extremely proud of all these girls. We have 12 returning next year and only 2 graduating seniors. So that is awesome. 12 returning from the team. We have 19 that made the team this year. So we're really excited about that and hoping to keep that and just keep building the program and keep it as strong as we possibly can. I'm just very proud to be part of this and get to come back and participate in this.
Also, I'd just like to say a big thank you to my coach too. We all started we were all very new. I've been cheering for a while, but still a lot of stuff that I didn't know. And she did a very good job at bringing us up. And we were all at the same level by the end of the year. And she just did a very great job. And I'm just very thankful to be on this team. It was a really great experience.
I want to add, I had never cheered before. I never had the intention of oh yeah, I'm going to do cheer. This is going to be my thing. Until one of my friends introduced me to the idea of it, and I fell in love with it. And I think a big part of it was thanks to my coach. Both my coaches, they both made it such a wonderful first experience and made me think that, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. This is something that I truly love, and I wouldn't be here without my coach.
Thank you, Coach. Last, we have our track program. They are having their track banquet tonight. It's the only night of the week that they could get it done. Coach Romero did leave me with some stuff. His team was also very young, like the rest of our sports throughout the year. He did want us to know that they were district runner-ups in both boys and girls track this year. They had a state runner-up in Lily Shoemate in the javelin, state runner-up in Carmen Dorsey Spitz in the 2-mile. She was also 4th in the mile. With a girls 4x800 was 5th at state, and that was Clara Windsor, Ashton Lily Shoemate, and Carmen Dorsey Spitz. Boys were 5th in the medley. Noah Gonzalez, Mateo Grego Manley, Devin Ortiz, and Dalen Booth. Noah was also 6th in the long jump. And our boys 4x200 also took 6th, and that included Noah Gonzalez, Cash, Mateo, and Devin as well. So that was our track season, and that ends our spring sports, ends our school year. This year in school, for overall, we had 1 district champion in wrestling. We had 4 district runner-ups and several state champions. We also had a state record holder in cross country with Carmen Dorsey Spitz. So overall, I think we had a good year in sports. So thank you guys. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Mr. Anaya. Congratulations to all the student
Yes.
athletes, coaches, and parents and community members. Thank you for your support. We will now move on to a very special group of people. Madam President, each year, the School Board Association for the State of New Mexico sponsors the Excellence in Student Achievement Awards. These awards are given to community members, staff members, and are nominated by the local school boards. 68 school boards participated this year for a total of 213 award recipients around the state. And we are very lucky to have a group of people and, individuals and groups that were nominated and received these awards, and we'd like to recognize them tonight. So first for us is Mr. Joe Anaya. Mr. Joe, you guys want to go give him the award? Thank you. So I guess they're gonna go down and then we'll take pictures. Mr. Anaya, if I'm correct, this is your 14th year? 14th year with the Moriarty-Edgewood School District, right? Mr. Anaya came to us as a coach. He coached football and track, as well as a special education teacher for the middle school and high school, correct? And then got the position of athletic director and has also been recognized as the state athletic director of the year a couple of years ago, right, Joe? Right? Yep. So Joe's done a wonderful job of leading our sports program. So congratulations. Would you like to say anything, Mr. Anaya? No, yeah. All right, Madam President, members of the board, members of the audience, our next recipient that was nominated by the school board is Mrs. Natalie Romero. This is Mrs. Romero's 23rd year with the Moriarty-Edgewood School District. Wonderful story. Starting out, and I hope you don't mind, Natalie, starting out as an EA, worked her way as a special education teacher, and then has held several different administrative positions and is currently the high school principal of Moriarty High School. So congratulations. Would you like to say anything, Mrs. Romero? Thank you. Madam President, our next recipient is Mrs. Chris Armijo. Chris has been with the Moriarty-Edgewood School District for 21 years as a teacher, working at district level positions, and is currently part of the team of administrators at Moriarty High School as an assistant principal. So I'll let Charles take pictures and video. Mrs. Armijo, would you like to say anything?
Yes.
Thank you. Madam President, our next recipient of the New Mexico School Board Association Excellent Student Achievement Award is one of our longtime veteran elementary teachers, 25 years in the Moriarty-Edgewood School District, right? Yep. So we'd like to congratulate Miss Julie Jones for all the work she's done. Got it, Carrie? All right. Julie, would you like to say anything?
I'll just echo what Natalie said. This is all the kids and teachers that work and serve up, and I just try not to break up a sense
You do a wonderful job. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. All right, Madam President, members of the board, members of the audience. Now we have one of our departments. So this is a department award, but it is a team and individual efforts that are put forth every day to make sure that our students arrive safely to school and then back home safely. And they do a wonderful job of building relationships and working with our students. They're the first ones they see and sometimes the last ones, right? Every day. So it's a very important job. So with us tonight is our transportation coordinator, Brandon Linen, and this award goes to the MESD Transportation Department. Yes, bring them up. Bring up the team. Madam President, members of the board, members of the audience. So with Mr. Linen are some of our bus drivers, bus aides, and who's got the camera there? Mr. Gatson Beatty. Linda. All right, thank you. Mr. Linen, any words? Any?
Well done. Yeah, it is a team effort. Yeah, I've got some numbers over there too, but the one that stood out to me was 465,200 something. That's how many miles we drove this year, and that doesn't count field trips. That's just the yellow buses that are getting out. So that's 17 trips around Europe.
That's a lot.
Usually, I come from the private sector. When you get to 1 million miles, which is what we did when we include all the activities and everything else, when you get to 1 million miles, you start to raise your insurance, and you expect for things to go wrong. But those 460 some odd thousand miles included 0 injuries. That's huge.
Thank you, Mr. Linen. And Madam President, members of the board and members of the audience, I would love to give a big round of applause and recognize local Moriarty-Edgewood Rotary International for all the work that they do as individuals and as a club to support the Moriarty-Edgewood School District. They support our backpack programs. They support Interact. They give out scholarships to students to help them in their post-secondary education. And it's not just the school district, but really working on supporting the activities and everyone in the Edgewood and the Moriarty community. So with us tonight is President and members of the Rotary, President Rick Thompson, to accept the award on behalf of the Rotary International of Moriarty-Edgewood. So thank you. Okay, yeah.
Those of you who don't know, Natalie and Superintendent are in our club.
Rick, any words?
Yeah, you can never give me a chance to talk. Sorry. I just want to say that our Rotary Club here at Moriarty, we work pretty hard with the limited resources that we have to do all we can for the school. We're always looking for more projects as long as we have money to do it. And we've done, fundraising wise, we've had some good years, and so we look forward to doing more with the school. So thank you very much for working with us and letting us do what we can to help you.
Superintendent, can I ask you, we just put in the application for our 11th year supporting the food backpack program with the school. So we've been working with the school for 11 years now.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. King. Any other Rotary members? Anyone else? We'll give you an option. No? 1, 2, 3. We're done. Okay. Well, again, Madam President, members of the board, members of the audience, recipients of the awards tonight, thank you for what you do for our students. It's outstanding work, whether it's in the classroom, you know, on the roads, or in biweekly meetings, talking about fundraising and supporting kids and making sure that they have some food on the weekends and on holidays and just to support the community. So thank you very much, at least on my behalf as superintendent, for all the work that everyone is, you know, all the way from Mr. Naya, Julie, thank you for what you've done. My daughter was in Julie's class, did a great job. Transportation staff, Rotary, Natalie, Chris, wonderful job. We got great things we've done. And I really think the team that and the people that are sitting in front of us receiving these awards will only move us in more positive directions and raise the bar for us. Madam President, it's open to you and to the board members if they have any comments.
I would just echo what Superintendent Bibiano said. It's an honor and a pleasure to serve on this board and be around such quality people who are dedicated to their job and to the students. So thank you. Anyone
I'd
else?
just like to say thanks to the whole team. Takes a team to make it. Joe knows that.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, I can just reiterate, thank you everyone, it is a team, and we're just glad to support you guys in a little way we can as a board. So thank you very much.
Excellent. All right, Madam President, before we go on with the agenda, if I may, we can allow our guests to leave and head home and enjoy the beautiful spring evening, you know, and what's the rest of it. And students, go home and study. You have finals tomorrow, right? Right, thank you.
You're always welcome to our meetings.
Thank you all.
Albert and I are only, we graduated more than 50 years ago.
Yeah. A few. It's going to get sparse in here now.
Yeah. We can invite the principals to move up if they want. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Carrie, thank you. Hi, Miss Jade.
You all in the back could move up.
You guys comfortable back there?
You all comfortable back there?
Nice and warm. It's cold up here.
It's cold up here, yeah.
Would you like me to adjust the temperature, sir?
Please, sir.
Okay, I can do that.
Us old people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Our blood runs thin.
All right, Madam President, to move on with the agenda, if that's okay?
Yes, please.
All right. With us are representatives from the Moriarty High School Student Council. So Ms. McKenna and Mr. Jeremiah.
Both seniors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you train somebody else to come behind you?
We tried, but they weren't available, so have fun next year. Thank you. This is my 8th meeting this year. I couldn't make it to 2 of them, and Jeremiah's been with me this whole time, even though he's not an officer. So I thank him for that. We just want to talk about our year. It was very successful. I'm very excited for the new officers to come in. You guys have a lot of officers on that team, a lot of co-officers. So a lot of people that should be able to attend the meeting. Our graduation week is this week, so we're getting everything situated for that. Yesterday was our walkthrough. Some of you may see us, may have saw us. And then today was our senior field trip. Tomorrow is award night. And then Thursday we have rehearsal for graduation. And then Friday is our actual graduation.
Yeah, and it's been a long year. We've had a lot of stuff. We could go off the list of achievements at our school, but we'd be here till next week. And I think that's a big achievement. Just saying we saw a bunch just now, and then just add that, the other ones on every other board meeting. Imagine all that combined in 1 year. It was a very successful year. And I think the students had a lot more fun and a lot more engagement this year, that there was a lot more want to be involved than in the past years is what I've noticed at least. So it was a good year.
Yeah, so we're like thankful that you guys were able to be a part of our high school journey, because you saw us freshman year all the way to senior year come to these board meetings. So we thank you for the opportunity to keep student council alive and things like that. And we hope next year goes well for you guys, even though we won't be here. But yeah, we'll keep in touch.
Thank you.
You both are always invited.
You're always welcome. Delightful.
All right, Madam President, moving on to Principal and Athletic Directors Board Reports. Any questions for principals or Mr. Anaya?
Thank
No?
you for all the work you guys do.
Yes, again,
Thank
thank you.
Appreciate you. See you all next year, I hope. Please.
All right.
Mhm.
Madam President, Board President, and the Board of Education, comments or recognitions, anything above and beyond the principal or athletic directors reports?
I just would like to say, as we wrap up another school year, I just want to take a moment to sincerely thank each and every one of you for your hard work, dedication, and commitment to our students, the schools, and our community. This year has brought both challenges and successes, and through it all, your professionalism, compassion, and teamwork continue to make a difference in the lives of our students every day. The time, energy, and care you go far beyond what is truly appreciated. Thank you again for everything you do to support and inspire our students. I'm grateful for your continued commitment to excellence and to the future of our district. Hope each and every one of you have a well-deserved restful summer and look forward to what we can accomplish next year.
Thank you, Wendy. That was wonderful. I agree with everything you said. And we do thank you for all your hard work and your dedication. It's been a great year, and it's the accolades that the students have achieved, and we'll see a lot tomorrow night at the awards. It just amazes me every year. That number I can't get over it, as to scholarships and all that they bring for the district, how they represent the district, and they represent you and what you have done for them and with them as you've educated them and as you've counseled them and as you've encouraged them and been there when they wanted to be, when they needed help. So you guys give off above and beyond so much of yourselves to these students, and we thank you for it. May you be blessed and have a wonderful summer. Yes. Anybody else? Okay.
Good.
Good.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Getzenbeede, if we can turn on the projector. So Madam President, members of the board, members of the audience, a little business here tonight. That was cool. That was awesome. Seeing all those recognitions. What I'd like to really go over, quickly, but open to conversations and some comments if we needed to. I think you need to switch on the. Yeah, but I think on the pad you have to switch the input.
Uh-oh.
I switched it on you guys without telling you, sorry. No, that's me. Oh, so you're gonna, okay, I was kind of confused here, but I get it. I will present in-house and you will present to the public. Okay, all right, there, yeah, I get it. Okay. So let me do this. All right, so, Madam President, members of the board, for this month's superintendent's report and an update, I wanted to present some information from our strategic plan in focus area 3, which is student engagement. The goal is to increase student engagement and learning processes as measured by attendance rates, graduation rates, climate survey, student participation in co-curricular and extracurricular activities. And the information I'm going to present in the next few slides really is around the action steps: increased attendance rates, improved staff connections with students, and increased project-based learning. So those were action steps that we agreed upon in a couple of years ago when the strategic plan was created. I'm going to present to you tonight less numbers and more just kind of a narrative. And what the narrative is based on, Madam President and members of the board and those in the audience, we conducted a partnership with 3 people: Evan Edwards, Dr. Kurt Steinhaus, and Scott Eller. And this was part of our attendance plan and our attendance grant. And they helped us with campus visits. They did PLC observations. They had focus groups. So they went to different schools and they talked to students, they talked to parents, and they talked to staff members. And then they also had some reflection with the leadership of those schools. And the primary goal was to identify strengths, systems, barriers, and opportunities for us to move forward with helping our families, helping our community, helping our staff members and students with attendance. And the attendance, that we need to increase. There is attendance on daily attendance we take. There's also, a yearly attendance that will be coming out. So this is more of a summary of those meetings that they had. So this is, get my notes here. Here in the key overall findings, this reveals the district. They submitted a report and said that there's a deep commitment from our educators. When they talk to the educators, whether it's the admin or the actual teachers or any other educators, that there were strong relationship foundings, emerging instruction systems that are beginning to move towards greater coherence and alignment. And at the same time, the district continues to face challenges related to attendance, sometimes instructional consistency, the communication system, and academic recovery. If you take a look on the slide there, that's what's noticed, and key challenges and barriers there. Now, they also found there's growing evidence that the district and campus leaders are beginning to shift their thinking. So if we kind of look at promising evolution, there's a paradigm shift that represents a promising evolution in district and school site leadership, prioritizing sustainable long-term solutions over temporary fixes. And what the 3 folks that helped us out really said that their leaders are shifting their thinking from viewing attendance primarily as a student compliance issue to understanding it as a systematic issue, right? Instructional experiences that the students have will obviously get them into school if it's positive. Belonging in relationships, family communication, and again, adult consistency. District-wide strengths. Based on student interviews and the conversations they had with students, students were saying that the belonging is very important. They really believe that there are welcoming spaces in our schools for this past school year. Some of the comments, students really appreciate when they have the warm greetings in the morning, when they see them coming into the classrooms. They really absolutely enjoy the adults know them personally. Classrooms again are feeling welcome, feel welcoming, and they feel connected with peers and staff. I do want to point out on the right side, morning meetings. So Principal Luce, Principal Kelton, students really gave high praises and felt that the morning meetings were really important to them. They were really able to connect with their teachers, really start the day off in a positive mindset. And if I'm right, even though they're called morning meetings, you have some afternoon meetings as well, don't you? Right? Coming back from lunch or at different times to give the students breaks to reconnect, regulate themselves coming in from recess or PE, and really focus on getting ready to learn academically. Would either principal like to say anything about that? Because you experience it on a daily basis. Yeah, I'll put you on the spot again, right? Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Did mention this, attendance themes that were identified through the focus groups. Again, belonging and climate, system routines, instructional experiences, and family communication and trust, right? Having that open and consistent communication, which we continuously try to work on and build the trust of the parents in our communities to have their students walk through our doors on a daily basis. Now, one of the last things when it comes to students and, kind of reiterating, the group found that any interactive learning, anytime that the students are able to collaborate, they really enjoyed being in the classroom. I think our building thinking classrooms are headed that way. I know that teachers have really been working hard on this to have students, collaborate, but also just have conversations about their thinking, about their learning. One aspect, and this is something that we probably could pick out even without the focus groups, is that failing behind academically due to absences, it's difficult to recover. So in some of the recommendations and moving forward, and I know the teams and the principals and everyone's looking at how are we structured. So when we talk about the systems in place, what is there in place to help students who may miss a day, right? And they may miss for a variety of reasons. It may be for one of the sports teams we saw tonight. It may be for our fine arts groups, or they may have an illness, or they just may not have a family situation that gets them to school on a regular basis. But how do we, again, look at it as a systemic overall, and it's not just a compliance issue, right? It's not just a compliance issue. Sorry, these are not in, they're kind of up and down. And Madam President, members of the board, recommendations from the focus group that we will carry on into the summer as we start looking and planning and really developing our professional development and the cultures of the school, strengthening our PLCs on a regular basis, analyzing attendance data, looking for those patterns. There's trainings that are happening. Again, we do have compliance pieces where we have to fill out attendance plans, but we just don't want to fill out a plan for a plan. We want to have good key strategies and action steps that we could follow up to make a difference. Continue with our engagement strategies, look at how we're monitoring progress of students. And then again, the bottom piece is the recovery systems. Strengthen instructional engagement and comprehensive recovery systems. And the second slide of recommendations, intervention systems, positive outreach, partnership opportunities, and strengthen family trust. And I apologize that went down when I did my slide. And lastly, for everyone, again, we really want to thank Evan and Dr. Steinhaus, who did a majority of this work to just gather this information and to come to the school district and give us time to do other jobs to run the school district and talk to parents, talk to students, talk to staff members. And these are the three key strengths that they found out in the Moriarty-Edgewood School District. There's caring educators and positive student relationships. There's growing instructional systems, reflective leadership, and ongoing systems alignment. And at the bottom, putting the next phase is to align our systems, not to add more things, but to strengthen what we're doing right now, to strengthen what we're doing. So this is just an executive summary, they called it. They do have reports that they're breaking down about the individual schools that they visited that the principals will be getting. So they can look at it. Again, it's less number data, right? It's not percentages. It's just having those conversations, which are very important because you put the numbers to the conversations and really having student voice in this, which I thought was really important.
Very good.
Stand for any questions, Madam President, or comments?
It's a very good report. It's very thorough. Natalie, I know you did a lot with your kids that were poor attendance and calling families. Was that very helpful? Did you see any real response from that?
In pockets.
In pockets,
Yes.
yeah.
You know, responsive, and we have a student success coach that made multiple calls. Administrators, we started making phone calls,
Mhm.
and you would see an improvement, and then sometimes something would happen, and so but I think overall it was an effective.
Effective,
strategy.
yeah, good.
Mhm.
Good.
Mhm. Madam President, anybody else?
Anybody else?
No.
So
Thank you. That was a, yeah.
This summer, when we're looking at the next phase, what are we going to be able to take the numbers and the information that they're going back to the individual principals to bring back to our summer plan to work together to align it, or what is that going to look like?
So, Madam President, members of the board, when we get our chronic absenteeism numbers, which won't come out until the end of the year reports, then we can make our comparisons to last year, what were changed, right, this year. And I think really with the attendance trainings that's happening, the attendance grant, see if our return on investment for what we did this year will help us going into next year to rearrange the plan if we need to enhance. We added success coaches through the last budget. We had one at the high school. We have them at the middle school. We can compare those rates to see if the phone calls, right?
Yes.
Or the engagement.
Engagement.
Yeah.
Right.
But once we get the number data that we can put with the, qualitative and quantitative data, put it together. And as we look to really revamp, revisit, whatever word we want to do with the strategic plan. I think this is very important, is keep this goal, student engagement, because it's not just about the attendance piece. It's those other pieces of instructional strategies, the pedagogies, the engagement activities that we need to move forward with.
I think this gives you a good idea of what to focus on.
Mhm.
Be able to strengthen it up.
Mhm. It's just another piece of the bigger piece of the pie. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. That was good information.
Mm-hmm. All right, then. Thank you very much. We will move on to Learning Services. Director of Learning Services Board Report. Mr. Gatzenbeede, any updates or changes since you submitted your report?
Since you brought it up, we are working on getting the responsive classroom training for South Mountain as well, which is the morning meeting.
Yes, right.
So we are working on that. So
Yeah.
hopefully this year we'll be having more
Mhm.
meetings as well. Panorama survey results are out. I will get them to you in the next board report,
Mhm.
as well as EOI assessment.
Okay. Very good. Any questions or comments?
Nope. All
Thank you,
right.
though.
Thank you. Moving on to Director of Student Support Services. Any, Mrs. Ortiz, any updates or changes since you submitted your report? And if not, any questions?
No changes.
No,
I think
we're good?
it's a good report. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Mhm.
Your final exam for the semester. It was good. All right. Madam President, moving on to business. 1, 2, 3. Madam President, I recommend approval of consent agenda finance items 1 through 3.
Superintendent Bibiano is asking for approval of consent agendas items 1 through 3. May I have a motion? Second. I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Did you second already? It was so soft, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. That's my bad ear. Wendy got it.
So
Wendy seconded it.
Wendy second.
Yes,
Okay.
there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, all those say nay. Say nay. Okay, motion carried.
All right, Madam President, moving on to requests for quotes. So the first one we have is I recommend approval of the quote for Tillery's. It is for 2 maintenance trucks. I will say this out loud. It's to help us replace 2 trucks, one that's 1990 and 89, and one that's 90. I don't know. They're the blue and the maroon. Hopefully, that's the ones I want replaced. Right. But you have your quotes in your packet, and they are for 2 new maintenance trucks. They do come with upfits, they're called. And so it's the toolbox. It's they are 3/4 ton pickup trucks, and they also have the attachments for the snowplows. Correct? Yeah. And the Tommy lift on the back. Yes. So, Madam President, I recommend approval of the request for quote for Tillery's.
Superintendent Bibiano is recommending the approval of the quote from Tillery's for the 2 trucks. Are there any comments or questions? May I have a motion?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
All right, Madam President, the next one is request for quotes from Year Out Mechanical. This is to move on, start working on the Edgewood Middle School HVAC, the air conditioner units, to move them to chillers from our long battle with swamp coolers. And thanks to the community and the public of the Moriarty-Edgewood School District with their general obligation bond passing the election. Funds will come from that. And so I recommend approval of this request for quotes for Year Out Mechanical.
Superintendent Bibiano is asking for a request for approval for the quote from Year Out Mechanical for the HVAC system at Edgewood Middle. Are there any comments or questions? If not, may I have a motion? I so move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried.
Next one, Madam President, is a request for quote from Norcon of New Mexico. This is to purchase and install a football scoreboard at Moriarty Middle School. Football field. So I recommend approval of the request for quote from Norcon of New Mexico.
Superintendent Bibiano is asking for a request for approval for the quote from Norcon of New Mexico for the new football scoreboard at MMS. Are there any questions or comments? If not, may I have a motion?
So
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
may I say something?
You may.
Are we going to put like Tudor Davis,
That's the middle school,
the middle school?
not the high school one.
Oh, okay.
That was
That's
For the middle school.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Madam President, Mr. Chavez, I believe I understand what you're asking, and we are working on that for the high school. On something like that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then lastly, Madam President, the last quote is a request for the quote from Basic ID IQ. This is to install and to construct and provide all the utilities for the greenhouse that would be at the next to the Ag building. So I recommend approval for request for a quote from Basic ID IQ.
Superintendent is asking for request for approval for the Basic ID IQ greenhouse and utilities next to the Ag building. Are there any questions or comments? If not, may we have a motion?
I so move.
A second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion carried.
Thank you, Madam President. All
You're
right,
welcome.
let's start moving on those.
Yes.
All right, Madam President, we'll go to Revenue Expenditure Report, Fixed Asset Reconciliation Report. Mrs. Young, any updates with your reports or anything with the budget?
Mm-hmm.
Any
Madam President, Viviano, those reports change every second of
Every-
week.
So you don't want to change them, yeah.
So those were as of the end of last month. But other than that, no. Right now, I've been completely and totally submerged in budget. And I'm still waiting.
Still waiting?
Mhm.
Sat tied to my desk all day Friday. Finally at 3:30, I'm like,
Mm.
So we still haven't gotten a transportation number yet?
We haven't gotten a transportation number yet.
Mm-mm.
So, but she was supposed to review my budget on Friday and I'm still waiting. When I finally reached out about 3:30 Friday, she was like, oh, well, we had an issue, it's our fault, not
Mhm.
yours. But I still haven't heard. So
Okay.
I don't know where we're at in our review process. I didn't hear anything at all today. Yesterday morning, she emailed and said she hoped to finish reviewing us by 2 yesterday, but then I never heard anything. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that whatever put her behind,
Mhm.
then she's got other districts already scheduled this week.
Right.
So I don't know when she'll get back to us.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of been all consuming. So we didn't have a finance committee meeting yesterday because I expected to be on the phone with her. And then audit committee, there's nothing to report yet.
Mhm.
We're just waiting. They anticipate starting June 1st. So I should be hearing from them soon to start scheduling
Right.
when they want to start coming and testing.
Thank you.
We start all over again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Antoinette. All right, Madam President, moving on to Director of Personnel Board Report, Dr. Buckley, any updates or changes since you submitted your report to the board?
We now have 7 more openings.
7 more added.
In addition to the board report?
That's a,
That's what I was going to say. I've had a bunch of marked down here. We got a bunch of openings.
I would say probably half of them are retirements because they had till today to let us know what they were going to sign their intent. And today was the day. So
Mhm.
right. Today was your deadline.
There's
Okay.
an awful lot of them. There's some that maybe we don't need them that bad, but there is still a lot of them that need to be filled.
Yeah.
Time to start brainstorming and
Beating the bushes. We
Beating
were
the
talking
bushes,
about that
yeah.
today.
Mhm.
Madam President, Member Burns, I couldn't think of the program that I was telling you about with the colleges and universities.
Right.
And I mentioned like Open Hand or something. It's called Handshake.
And
oh,
And so we were updating that and talking about that in the past couple of days. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they use to advertise directly to students,
Mhm.
the universities and whatnot.
do we usually get quite a bit from that?
No, ma'am,
No.
I never did when I was Director of Personnel, but it's a free service and we just put it up there nationwide. We use New Mexico REAP, but that can be nationwide as well,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So have those started going out? Are they out? Is it out there for those openings? Okay.
as soon as I get the notice.
You put the opening out there? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because I counted them. There's 26 openings.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the 7 now.
Mm-hmm.
So 31. Wow. That's a large number.
Scary.
Does anybody remember the numbers from last year?
34
34?
Was it 34
at this time.
at this time? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Madam President, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
you're fine.
Yeah, Madam President, members of the board, I asked Dr. Buckley for the, for June to have it broken down, and we'll have it broken down by what schools, what departments. Some of the openings are, one person may have left a position and someone internally has applied for it, right? So we've had a lot of transfers
Yeah.
and movement with that as well.
Within-
So,
And I did
Um,
take that into consideration.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I thought it'd be good for us to report out again some of the annual and comparative data, some comparative data. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you.
All right, Madam President, moving to support services, special projects, and other items. If I may, Madam President, I will just open up the transportation coordinators, tech coordinator, maintenance coordinator, food services, and CT coordinators board reports to questions or comments.
Well, I thank you for your board report. Brendan, I thought it was very informative to get all those numbers of mileage and what you put in there, and that you have a dynamite team, then you all work well together. So thank you.
Yeah,
And we pray that next year will be as good as this year. Yes,
We
yes,
built a very good foundation this year.
yes, you did. Okay.
We've come a long way. We just started building our ESY routes for the summer programs.
Mhm.
And I was so excited because I did it in about 6 minutes today because of the new software we have.
Yeah.
Literally sat there looking around. But it was done.
It was already done. Okay.
that was really cool. And that was kind of a little taste of what July to August is gonna look like with the new routes next year. And I have this really cool dashboard that you just.
That's a good thing that you're on
Like a
top
hot
of
rod.
It is,
Forward.
yeah, awesome, awesome. So thank you.
Any others, Madam President?
Anything else?
Answered my
No.
question. I guess.
Okay, no board policy. We will have some, Madam President, members of the board, we will have some policies we'll start reviewing in June and going into July. They're either updates from the legislative session or some other recommendations that may be coming across, as well as some special education documents and review that we need to do annually over the summer. And no citizens comment, ma'am, so we go to advanced planning. Madam President, we have the MESD end of year staff recognition celebration on May 27th. The annual law conference, June 4th through the 6th. And then June 16th, our Board of Education regular meeting.
Okay.
Okay. And just let me know if we need to push anything out. I think everyone has the schedule for this week, right? It's packed. I do want to, before we do that, again, I've been on that side of it and I understand the last week of how busy it is for principals. But it's wonderful to see the celebrations. I was at MES, saw kinders walking up on stage and every one of them did an excellent job of taking pictures. They knew exactly how to hold that certificate, big smiles, lots of family members there. Wonderful songs about Beluga the whale, and finding a fish or something like that. Yeah, it was a great theme. I know that Route 66 had some promotions today that we were able to get through even with the water situation. And I want to thank Lincoln and his staff and especially the Intranosa for jumping on that right away to make sure we were good to go. And for everyone else, it's it's hectic, it's busy, but it's great to see the celebrations and to honor each and every one of the students from pre-K last Friday.
Right, it was fun.
With their cowboy hats and everything. Yeah, it was awesome.
That was cute.
This is a great time. So with that, Madam President, I will get off my little soapbox and recommend adjournment of tonight's regular meeting.
Superintendent Bibiano has recommended adjournment of tonight's board meeting. Are there any comments? If not, may I have a motion for adjournment? So move. A second?
I'll second.
All right. And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right.
And I want to say what Todd said. I didn't go to the other elementary, but the one in Moriarty, that was awesome. They did a heck of a job.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
They do
Yeah.
a good job.
Yep.
Okay. Our meeting is adjourned at 7:21.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.